Okay, so you want to move to the mountains in Colorado, but you don't want to go insane. You don't want to be 4 hours from the nearest airport. You don't want to be isolated in the middle of nowhere. You're basically not yet in your Jeremiah Johnson phase, but you still want glorious blue sky, green evergreens, crisp, clean air, and good access to Denver. Evergreen, Colorado might be the ticket. Today I'm going to take you through what I love about Evergreen and the things that aren't my favorite so you can decide for yourself if it's right for you or not. After this. I'm just taking a jaunt here on one of Evergreen's many trails. This trail is about 10 minutes from downtown Evergreen, super accessible. Mid-March, it's about 60 degrees out, sun's out, absolutely gorgeous day. It's a little cooler here than it is in town, maybe 5 degrees cooler because we're at a higher elevation. Evergreen's at about 7,200 feet. It's basically 30 minutes-ish, depending on where you're coming from, straight west of Denver. That's of course assuming there's no traffic. If you're headed west on I-70 on a Saturday morning during ski season, that probably won't be the case. That's the first thing I'm gonna mention that I really love about Evergreen is it's so close to town. It's hard to get to any sort of mountain town in less time than 30 minutes from Denver, Colorado. And you can get to a lot of different parts of Evergreen fairly easily. There's 70 that goes right to Evergreen, and then there's Evergreen Parkway that goes through Evergreen. So it's a fairly, not a major road, it's not like it's a freeway going through town, so you don't have to worry about all that sorts of noise, but it's a nice 2 to 3 lane road that gets you where you need to go. But still, it is the true Colorado experience. Maybe you moved here because you wanted to live in the mountains, and then you got to Denver or one of the suburbs and you were like, okay, that's great, the mountains are right there, but I'm not really living in the mountains. I'm still living in a city, still living in a suburb. It's not really what I signed up for. Well, if you move to Evergreen, this is what you signed up for. I'm walking around the woods right now, but still, this whole town is really a mountain town. It's very close to Denver, but it has that mountain town vibe. The homes are built and designed in that mountain style. Many of them have acreage, 1, 2, 10, 20 acres. Almost tripped there. That would be good video, by the way. If I do ever trip and catch it on video, I promise to leave it in. I will not cut that out. Most of the businesses are smaller, local businesses. Not all of them, but most of them. The decor includes a lot of bear and moose. It really is just the Colorado experience. You feel like you're living in Colorado. Third thing I want to mention is that if you're looking for something in this general area, if you're looking to live in the foothills to the west of Denver, Evergreen is kind of the cream of the crop. There's a number of towns out here. There's Conifer, there's Morrison, there's unincorporated Golden, go all the way out to Bailey. They all have their pluses and minuses. Evergreen is kind of the best. I've started calling it the gem city of the foothills because for a lot of the reasons some I've mentioned, some I'll go into further, it is kind of the best place to live. It's got its little downtown. It has a lot of charm. Many of the properties, the homes, and the businesses are more updated than they will be in some of these other areas, especially the more rural areas. It's kind of the best of both worlds. And this is one of the things I was talking about. Evergreen has a legit downtown area. It's the cutest little strip. It's nothing huge or fancy, but there's a lot of businesses, art, shopping, sign right there for construction up here. But there's restaurants, there's a Mexican place, there's a great brewery. There's something to do without leaving town. And that does honestly separate Evergreen from a lot of other these foothills towns where there might be some businesses, there might be places you can go shop and get groceries and stuff, but there's not a lot. This is a mountain town. It's a mountain town vibe with its downtown. You can see behind me, it's got the mountainy feel. A lot of wood, gable roofs. It's charming, it's quaint, it's what makes this the gem city of the foothills. Question becomes then, what are the downsides? Well, number one, for me, in terms of amenities, you kind of got what you got, and that's it. We're definitely not in Denver anymore, which may be what you're looking for, but for someone like me who lives in town, coming from town, yes, Evergreen has more amenities than the typical foothills community, but still not a ton. It's nothing like living in Denver when I can get Chipotle whenever I want within 5 minutes, basically wherever I want. You know, there's a Walgreens. I think I saw Wendy's on the way in. So, you know, there's stuff here, but certainly not going to be as convenient as living down the hill. Evergreen does too get busier than some of the other mountain communities because of what I told you, because of how desirable it is. That means more people want to be there and more people are there. I am here on a Tuesday afternoon. It is very nice outside, but still it's a Tuesday, and you know, it's happening downtown. There's lots of folks walking around, lots of folks driving through town, which you can see in here. So yeah, it's gonna be busier and a little less quiet than some other mountain communities. The last potential hang up really is gonna be traffic. Traffic is not gonna be a problem within Evergreen, almost certainly. But say you're commuting, say you want to live that mountain lifestyle, but you work in town. Well, I-70 can get gnarly, and it can, depending on the time of day, time of year, if it snows, that 30-minute drive can get a lot longer real quick. You know the drill, folks. I would love to be your go-to real estate resource. I've sold a number of homes up here and know the area well, and I would love to be a resource for you if you need anything from me. Take questions, please do reach out. I work for you. Otherwise, love you. See you next time.